Hi guys, in today's video we're going to be talking about the cons of transition. You might find there's probably more cons than pros, but the pros outweigh the cons massively. So I hope you enjoy the video. Let's get into it. Thank you. Hi, this video is going to be the cons of transitioning. Before I get into it, I will just say, these are different for every transgender person. Obviously, some of them will be the same, but a lot of them will be different because obviously everyone's different. Obviously no one's transition is exactly the same. Everyone's different. Everyone has their own struggles. I have my own struggles. Yeah, you get what I mean. Anyways, so obviously the main con for me, is going to be jealousy, which I've spoke about in pretty much all of my videos now. Probably the biggest one for me. Growing up, I was always jealous of like the girls, so that was the hardest thing for me. And like with the hair and the makeup and the clothes. Yeah, I think I've spoken enough about that already over the last videos. Another one is my voice. A lot of trans people have issues with this. You can have speech therapy, but it's rather expensive. I absolutely hate my voice. A lot of people say I've got a bit of a feminine touch to it, but when I watch these videos back, I don't see it. I don't hear it at all. I hate my voice. I think it's absolutely horrible. Nearly swore there. But yeah, that the voice is a really big one. I think with female to male trans people, testosterone helps with their voice, whereas male to female, the hormones don't. So that's something male to female trans people really struggle with, the voice. So even if they pass like really well, as in look like a girl, it's a big struggle for them. So they might they might look absolutely stunning and pass and look like just a normal girl, but the second they speak, the voice is just, ugh, and it's absolutely horrible. I really hate mine. So yeah, another thing is, if you're in the US, you haven't really got the NHS, so it can be really expensive. So that's one bad thing for like trans people in the US. And obviously, if you're in the UK, you have got the NHS, but at the same time, it's more like expensive because obviously, especially if you're sort of like me, because you've grown up as, you've lived your life as, like, say me, James. I've lived as James for like 20 years now. I've only just started, living as Jade over this past year. So it's a whole new thing. Obviously, I've known about it for a while, obviously, but it's more. It's all new because I've had to buy all new clothes, trying to keep it from people. Obviously, I had to live as James, but now I'm having to get all new clothes, makeup, and shoes, and it's everything. Like, I haven't really bought much as of yet because I've got a lot of good friends and I've had a lot of things given to me, but which I really appreciate, and I love you all for you all absolutely amazing. But like, just in general, like, you've got to, and then in some cases you have to pay for letters to be sent off, and obviously if you go private, you've got to pay everything pretty much. Which obviously I'm going to be, well, I've had my referral sent off to the gender clinic already, but I'm going to be going to go with Gender GP, which I've got to pay for myself because obviously on the NHS the waiting list is absolutely huge. I've got a 48-month waiting time now, which is far too long for me. That, I don't know how I'll do that. It's a long time. Another thing is, unless you freeze your sperm. I know it's a bit of a silly topic, but unless you freeze your sperm, you'll never be able to have kids. I was watching someone's video the other day, and they mentioned something about this. They never froze their sperm, and they really, really, really regret it. So I think I'll definitely be doing mine, but it's a big decision to make, and a lot of people regret it if they don't. So I'm gonna do mine, just in case. Like, I'm not really a kids person. I hate kids. I think they're little buggers. Like, never get away from the bloody thing. But obviously I was a kid once, so I know how they all feel. But yeah, no kids thing will be big, because I think I will eventually want kids. Obviously it's a shame I can't have my own, but that's life, isn't it? Unfortunately. So yeah, I think I'll definitely be freezing my sperm, but you've got to be really careful. Like, it's a big decision to make. Obviously to freeze it, so you've got to think about that quite a lot. But yeah, and obviously talking about children leads on to obviously pregnancies and blah blah blah, and your love life. That is a really hard thing. It's quite hard for me to talk about, because obviously I don't really think about it much. Like, now I'm transitioning, but love life is a big con while you're transitioning, because some people just sort of see it as a fetish. Like, oh, I'm a tranny, blah blah blah, and some people just want to fuck you in their ass. But pardon my language. But yeah, like, if you go on dating sites, people are just like, they're getting in touch with you just for the sex, and it's not, because everyone just thinks it's a fetish, but it's not a fetish. We're real people, and it's hard to do this as it is without bloody freaks getting in touch with us wanting, play. But it's not. When someone talks about relationships, they want a proper relationship, not just fun. That's me speaking for myself. I guess there is people out there that do want just the fun, but There's a lot of trans people really struggle with relationships, because to them, either we're just a fuck or we're just freaks and they don't want to go anywhere near us. And say, like, boys, like, say if a trans woman likes a boy, it's hard for them, because even if they do like you, they don't want to be seen as gay. So it's it's pretty hard topic, but they just don't want to be seen as gay, so they sort of keep well away. You do get some really nice ones out there, and I've noticed with a few trans men as well, they don't want to be seen as like gay men. Obviously, I think trans men are more accepted than trans women, which I find horrible. I hate that. So yeah, love life's a big con. Another thing is your bone structures for HRT. When I do get eventually on HRT, I was speaking about this with my friend the other day, actually, Kelly, upstairs. So yeah, we're talking about like bone structures, and we're watching America's Got Talent, and anyways, there was a woman on there, and she looked, at first glance, we thought it was a man, and just looking at her, and I could sort of tell she was a woman just by her bone structure for like her shoulders. Yeah, because obviously a woman's shoulders, they're sort of, if you look at mine, my bad shoulder, they sort of like go down like that, whereas a man's are up here. So it's a bit, yeah. My left shoulder isn't as good because it's messed up, but if you look at my right, it's like my left shoulder's I've dislocated a few times, so that hangs anyways. Whereas my right shoulder, it's more like straight, whereas a woman's is more like that. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, I apologise about like the camera today, because where I usually film it, there's like Lego all over the table from the kids, so I can't really film it on there. So I'm having to hold it to film today. So yeah, like bone structure, it won't affect like your shoulders. I think the shoulders the main part, and obviously you're like round here sort of thing, like round this way, doesn't really affect it. But yeah, that's a big bad thing, because obviously if you look at women, the sort of, I put a few things up, like, yeah, to show you what I mean. Like, so there's like trans women, you can tell, like sometimes you can tell, because obviously the bone structure. So that's a big thing about passing. Another thing I mentioned in my last video, about feet sizes. A lot of trans women have big feet, so it's hard to get shoes for them, which is a lot of them really struggle with, and it causes a lot of them to stress. But obviously the main thing is obviously shoe sizes, so a lot of them do struggle with. Another thing is sexual feeling, which I know it's a bit of a silly topic to talk about as well, but that's a really big thing. A lot of trans people, after they have the surgery, like the bottom surgery, they can't feel when they're having sex. So obviously they can't like orgasm sort of thing. So that's gonna be a hard thing, I think, for me personally, because obviously I do want bottom surgery, and I would like to have, you know, feeling down there, which that's another thing a lot of people struggle with going through the transition. So another thing's hair removal. One thing that really annoys me is when I shave my legs, give it a few days, and it's just as it was before. So I do want to get hair removal, like laser hair removal, which is that's going to be expensive for me, but I just need to find work and eventually pay for it. So you can get like obviously the laser hair removal, but the thing with the laser goes round and does every last little hair, like one at a time. Whereas the other version, I forgot what you call it, that obviously like thingies, so it gets more than one at a time. But after 5 years, the hair grows back from the other one. Whereas after laser hair removal, although it gets one at a time and it takes a long time, you could be going on that for years until after your surgery, but that's permanent, whereas the other one isn't permanent, but it does it faster, and I think that lasts about 5 years, as I said. So yeah, that's some cons. Another one, as I mentioned in my last video, is losing relationships. You do, like, I've lost a lot of friends over the past couple of years because of this. People I got on with in racing that I thought were my friends, yeah, I don't really talk to them anymore because of it. So that's a hard thing to talk about for me, really, because I've lost a lot of good friends, well, who I thought were good friends, which are just really arseholes, pardon my language. So yes, there's a lot. I think there's quite a few more cons than there is pros, but the pros really outweigh the cons, as I said before the video. So that is pretty much it for my cons list. I'm sure there's quite a lot more, but that's really all I can think of. I just thought I was nipping out, and I had to get ready anyways, so get out of bed for like the first time in a few days, properly. So I just thought I'd quickly pop on and film this video. So yeah, I hope you liked it. Leave a comment about what you thought was good, what you thought was bad, and maybe what you want to see in my future videos. Please subscribe. Please subscribe and share my video. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.